Hi, everybody, and welcome to Poetry in the Park. This is our eighth one.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, right?
8?
We've done 8 of
Wait,
these.
8? Our number?
Oh, okay. So we're going to share what 8 means and the fact that 8 has been showing up all day today as we've been preparing for this, kind of. And we are today in Henry Law Park in Dover, New Hampshire, and tried to rain a little bit a while ago, and it said 24 minutes and it stopped after 2. So we're sending some good energy out there so we can do this and bring it to everybody.
Yeah.
So we're really excited because every time we get together now and begin to set intention for these poems, amazing signs are coming to us, and flow and affirmations and guidance is coming to us on how we do this and how we bring this to you and how we expand it and how we do it differently. And we're both kind of amazed right now at all the things that have happened today that we're going to share with you along the way with all of the poems. Oh, that just rhymed.
It did.
See?
It just flowed.
I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So we're going to share some of that, and we're also going to share some upcoming news about a gathering that we were inspired to share with you today that we are planning to do in person in October. It's going to be on a Sunday. More details to come down the road. But we're super excited. We're going to gather and create a poem through co-creation with everybody. So no one has to sit and try and write their own poem. We're going to create one together and then see what comes out. And it's all about just letting go of expectation and going with the flow and just enjoying the process.
Definitely. It'll be fun.
I think so.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
So we've got that in the works. We just felt like we wanted to get together. We both now have all of the poetry in the parks on each of our websites. So feel free to go and take a look and catch up. None of these poetry sessions are more than 20 minutes or so. So they're quick and easy to watch and share and enjoy as often as you want to, and be inspired.
Definitely. Yeah. And inspiring for us, that's for
It's
sure.
been very inspiring for us.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting to see all the things that are coming forth.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
amazing when you just go in the flow of something and you just want to offer something just because what comes and what happens and what experiences you have. And so we're finding the deeper we get into this, the more we're opening to those options and those possibilities, and therefore we're getting more signs. And we just want to share how that all works with everybody so you can receive signs in your everyday life. Right?
Love signs.
I do too.
Yep, and they're everywhere. And you just have to be open to it.
Yes.
Kind of look around and they surprise you. They show up.
They do.
Especially when you need them.
Yeah. Yeah. And in weird ways. Like, don't even think about what a sign is and how it's going to show up.
No.
Just be aware and be in the moment, and the unexpected happens, and then you get to be inspired and be in awe of the amazement of it all, and then more comes. So it's just really, really magical. So today, everything we're sharing with you is about coexistence. It's about co-creation. It's about some of the signs that we've seen that, and here's the thing, is that Marilyn has poetry that is to do with the signs that we're finding, that we're making the connection after we receive the sign. So it's beautiful how these things all integrate, come together, and this is really what apparently this is turning into to share with everybody.
Right. Yeah, so excited.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not at all what we sort of started out or envisioned at first. It's just kind of morphed into how it's going to be. We co-create. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and very organic.
Very organic.
We really don't plan a thing until we get together each week, and then even then, there's no real plan.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun. And then you get to see what no plan looks like.
Right. So there's no stress.
No,
you can just enjoy.
Yes, we just have fun with
this.
So I'm going to be starting out with a poem from Sunshine that she wrote back in June. And here it is. So I hope you enjoy it. Coexistence comes in many forms. It may look different on the outside. Inside, we all shine a bright and pure light. Our journeys evolve and grow. Our experiences create the path. Our time to co-create is stronger than ever. We are one consciousness, discovering the immense love that can be brought. The heart of each being is the center of all. How we merge in love is how we emerge in grace. It is time now here on earth to show our lights of truth like never before. We are transforming with speed unseen in the past. These shifts are imperative, and the harmony and community is key to moving forward.
There's so much.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Flow, movement, harmony, community.
Yeah.
Her poems are like, they have so much depth to them that it's like, I just want to keep like reading them over and over, because the more I listen, the more I hear them and see them, the more that comes forth. So yeah, listening to these shows over and over might be helpful for you too, because there are a lot of messages.
There are, and she keeps her wording simple, and that's more because I don't have the vocabulary to share. So I'm probably not going to hear what she says. But like Marilyn was saying, there's a lot of depth to the simplicity of the words that she shares. So we invite you to feel this in your heart, to close your eyes, to play it over, as Marilyn was saying, and just see what comes of it, see what you feel. So thank you for your feedback.
No, absolutely.
I appreciate it.
No, I honestly, for me, this is like a whole new way of looking at poetry. And not that I ever read a lot of poetry. In the past, some of the poetry I read, I was like, I don't get it. These kind of poems, they call to my heart and my mind and my soul, and I relate to them. And so for me, that's the beauty of it. It's very special.
Oh, that's awesome. And I should probably share too that as we are sharing our poems each week, neither one of us have heard the other person's poem. So we're actually hearing them for the first time, as well as sharing them with you. So that's why the feedback is so open and organic, and that's because we're sharing what we feel in that moment. So
yeah,
so I always appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, definitely, I do too. And a lot of my poems, as I was telling Michelle, I write them. I've not written, not read a lot in public. So this is like all new. And some of these poems I've never even read out loud. So,
I love it.
yeah, it's exploring new things and just being open to being able to share things that I've never shared before. So yeah, thank you for listening. And yeah, this has been fun being part of it together.
I definitely, absolutely.
Quite a journey.
It is an incredible journey.
Yeah. Should I read my first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm reading from my book called Doorways, which came out in April of this year. And the first poem is called Athenaeum. And for those that don't know, the Athenaeum is the largest library in Boston. And my husband would go there and work on his book. Some of the history for his book takes place in Boston and all around. And so we'd go to the Athenaeum and he'd go to his chair and write. And I'd just sit there and I'd be like, okay, what am I going to do? And then I just started writing. So this one is about the Athenaeum itself and what I felt while I was there. Sturdy, massive red doors welcome you to the oldest library in the city. Interior decor, museum-like, high ceilings, or neatly carved moldings, wide doorways capture attention invite exploration. Well-lit, long, narrow tables structured for reading, contemplation. Shelves brimming with books, statues, paintings, treasures, reflections of the past, intermingling scents of newness, mustiness of old, winding marble staircases spiral upwards to rarer treasures, downwards to obsolete stored card catalogs, notated by hand in pencil and ink. History all around fills the rooms. Thank you.
You know what's so interesting as I listen to that is that the way you use your words and the way you describe things in the poems that you write, you take what could be chapters of a book and your words and the visuals that come out of it are being condensed into a poem.
Yeah.
And you do it so profoundly that you don't need all of the words to fully describe what it is.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think I am a writer of few words, and it's interesting because an idea will come to me and I don't necessarily plan it. I write down the few words that come, and I then just start sketching out on paper and see what follows, and then I put it on computer, and then once or twice more I look at it and make a change or two, and it's a poem, and I'm always amazed.
Love that.
But they're simplistic, but yet I think they can be kind of descriptive.
Yeah, they're very descriptive, and each of the words that you use expands out into more.
Wow. Thank
So
you.
you get this really big picture from these really few words, and I think it's great. It's a great way to remember, even when we're communicating with each other on day to day, how many words do we actually need in order to communicate?
It's true. Really don't need a lot. I mean, many of people don't even say things, but yet they communicate in their movement, their eyes, their smile. So yeah.
And that's what you're doing, and in the work that I do with the animals, there's not a lot of words. It is feel, it is emotion, it is just being still enough that the words that need to be said are said. And some animals, they don't have a lot to say, but what they say is enough to help us figure out what they need or what's going on with them. And so I've learned a lot about words and feelings and emotions from that. And it's amazing what comes out. It's just like with Sunshine, it's simplistic. They often use very simple words or very simple visual explanations of what it is they're trying to show. And yet it speaks volumes. And that's your poems.
Yeah.
That's totally what your poems do.
Great. So I'm a newbie poet.
You are officially.
I'll call myself a poet now.
Yes, officially.
Yes.
We're going to put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Perfect.
So the second thing I wanted to share with you all today is not a poem. At the barn where Sunshine lives, there's also chickens there. And one of the chickens that is there, her name is Sage, and she's been very interactive, especially when I'm doing herbal stuff, or I'm writing, or I'm just sitting in meditation. She just loves to come and hang out in that energy, and it's been really fascinating to get to know chickens in that environment.
Really? That is so
They don't
cool.
just wander around and cluck and eat things off the ground. Excuse me. But they have actually interacted with me when I'm blending things, or when I'm trying to figure out stuff. They come around and they just bring this beautiful energy with them, and they can shift energy. So there's a lot more to chickens than just laying eggs and eating grain and ticks and things like that. So they're very multifunctional. And so I've been learning more and more. So one of these chickens is Sage. And she just one day, I was writing the poem I just shared with you with Sunshine. And in that very same moment, she came over and she wanted to share some wisdom that she had. And I had never chatted with any of the chickens quite in this way before. So for me, it's a brand new experience.
Oh my
And that's
gosh.
how you learn. That's how you
Absolutely.
get to know,
Oh my gosh.
you know, that you're doing your own work, that you can start to hear other species. And it was just incredible. So what she said was to learn your ABCs, no, is to do your ABCs. I want to be accurate for Sage's perspective.
Yes.
And what she said was that if you take a 26-day span, each of those 26 days is a letter of the alphabet in theory, right? And not attaching to ABC specifically, but taking a 26-day span. And what she said is that each day is its own individual day, but each day follows on from the next. So what you learn in one day, trickles of that will flow into the next day, and then you expand that, and trickles of that flow into the next day and expand. So here's her invitation for any of you that would like to play with this.
That's awesome.
Is take a journal, and each day for 26 days, at the end of the day, write down something that you learned, something that you saw, something that you experienced, something somebody said to you, some inspiration that happened on that day, right? We're not talking pages of writing, bullet points, a few words, a few notes. And that's what you learned in that day. And then repeat that the next day and the next day for 26 days. And don't look back, just keep moving forward. On the 27th day or somewhere after that 26th day, go back and see not only what you learned each day, but how that flow happened and what happened in your life as you became more and more aware of the flow and the signs and the inspiration that was coming to you. Excuse me. In that place of being present enough to be aware of it. I haven't done it. I'm actually going to start that in October because I'm fascinated to see what this looks like. And the invitation from Sage to each of you is to do the same.
Yeah.
And then maybe you repeat it. Maybe you repeat it once a quarter. Maybe you repeat it when you're facing some challenge in your life and you want to find some inspiration without driving yourself crazy in your head trying to find a resolution or an answer. Just go into the ABCs. So I invite you all to sit down. I will find a picture of Sage and I will post it with this video. But I invite you to connect in with Sage and to do your ABCs. And then, as always, we would love to hear what you learned from your ABCs.
Yeah.
So that's my other piece that I wanted to share with everyone today.
That would be a cool project.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. When are you going to start?
I'm starting October 1st.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Okay.
All right. I'll try it too.
We invite you all to do the same, but then
Please.
sometime at the end of October, we can all get together and share.
Be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, 27.
27, 28,
27.
somewhere in there,
Yep.
we'll share.
Yep.
So get your pens and journals ready and enjoy the process. Okay.
I'm up.
You are up.
Okay. Well, this is another poem. It's a short one, and it's called Penny for Your Thoughts. The coin was tossed, descending into its clear, calm blueness, arriving with a gentle, silent splash. Ripples radiate, spread outward, encircling its magic as your wish was cast, spiraling to the depths to remain for today and eternity.
That's awesome.
That poem actually came forth after or during our daughter's wedding. She got married at this state. And we all stayed, and there was a wishing well. So I did toss my penny.
I love that.
And so, yeah, it's bringing good luck for her too that day. Yeah. That's something to share about pennies too.
I do. So 2 weeks now in a row, pennies have shown up. And, you know, there's many different experiences of what people say when a penny shows up. I think it was Wayne Dyer said, it's a sign of abundance, and anytime any form of abundance shows up, that you should acknowledge it. So if you see a penny, pick it up, which is what we all hear. That's one avenue for pennies. Marilyn had suggested I look at the date on the coin, and I'm going to look at the date on the coin that we found last week. And when we looked at the date and we added up the